Hey y'all. Welcome
Hi.
to TXT Tells All, or welcome back if you're one of our subscribers. It's one of the rare times we actually are together.
Mhm.
So we wanted to talk to y'all about Rihanna and ASAP Rocky and a couple other things that have to do with gender roles and women who work and women who work and have babies and all of that good stuff. So if you have not seen it yet, there is a picture of Rihanna and her beautiful family, which includes ASAP Rocky and her new baby boy, that is on the cover of British Vogue for the March 2023 issue. So if you haven't seen the picture, there it is. Um, let's talk about it because the picture has um, brought some controversy along with it, for lack of a better word, where people have opinions about the placement of Rihanna in the picture, where her baby is and who's holding him, and where ASAP Rocky is placed in the picture. So, I mean, some of you might be looking at the picture and saying, she looks beautiful, he looks beautiful, baby looks beautiful. I didn't even think twice, but that is not the story for everyone. Some people saw the picture and immediately said, hold on. Why does it look like that? So,
I didn't think that, but we'll get into that. This is Black History Month, y'all. Rihanna is one of the capital B billionaires, black billionaires in the United States. She made history just a few days ago. The Super Bowl was the first pregnant performer at the Super Bowl. She has Fenty line of Fenty brand. She just, I think, trademarked Fenty Kids, so she's probably gonna be coming out some Fenty Kids line. She's the epitome of like taking not just what you're doing, but like expanding on that, right? She started as a musician, but now she's branching off and having these different kind of I guess partnerships with different, companies to basically that's what she's making her money from. Just like LeBron James, another billionaire who makes more of his money from endorsements than he does playing basketball.
mm-hmm.
This is being entrepreneur and being smart about it. So she's a working woman, like the epitome of what a working woman does, and she has capitalized on her ability. And so we're going to celebrate the fact that she's a billionaire, a black woman that's a billionaire in the United States, and is fairly young, because I think the billionaires we've seen have been like Oprah, but she didn't become that until she was up in age. So
absolutely,
in celebration of Black History Month, we're gonna make sure we recognize her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
And then see, like, what's the issue, with this cover? So I'll bring it up again so you can see it. When I first saw this, so this is British Vogue, so this is not even United States magazine thing. This is British Vogue. Mm-hmm. But the fact, it seems like an honor to be featured on their cover, right? Even though you're not, even though we separated from them, we're independent from them. That's why we celebrate 4th of July. We still in their magazine covers, right? But it's a sign of like success to make it on the cover, cover of any magazine, but especially I guess a magazine that's so popular.
Yeah, and she's an international star, so she's very popular all over the world. So I'm sure, I haven't looked at the stats of whether she's been on Vogue and any other of its outlets, but this was on British Vogue. So initially, let me tell you what people are saying.
What the people saying?
The people
I don't know what the people say really.
The people are saying that the placement of Rihanna in the front of ASAP Rocky, where she's kind of, if you see in the picture, she's kind of reaching back. They're holding hands. She's reaching back, and he's behind her holding the baby, and she has this kind of stance where she's walking, but it's a very strong pose, right? She's not really smiling. She's giving fierce. Mm-hmm. And she's walking ahead of her family, and some people have commented, kind of like pulling ASAP Rocky along, like, come on. And that's like the commentary is that what Vogue was trying to portray is that, she's the strong woman. She's the alpha of the relationship, not him as the male. ASAP Rocky is a celebrity as well. He's a rapper, and he's had some really popular songs, at least within mainstream hip hop and rap, but he's no Rihanna. He definitely has his own catalog of music, and I think he has his own following. He's I don't know what his net worth is, but it's nowhere near.
It's not a billion.
It's nowhere near Rihanna and her level of success. Mm-hmm. However, we don't know these people personally, but from what we have seen and heard in the media, they have a great relationship. They're happy. They just had a baby. If you saw the Super Bowl, Rihanna did the halftime show and she's pregnant. So they're expecting another child But as far as we know, they have a great relationship, and ASAP Rocky doesn't seem to be worried about, his significant other, his woman making more money than him, being a billionaire.
Shameless plug, because we did a video about that. Like, are you intimidated? Check out our playlist. I think it was the
TXT Gets Personal. Maybe
we did a whole series about what would you do?
Would you ever?
Would you ever date somebody who made more money than you? Mm-hmm. And we had a few male guests up there, Femi and Jason, and they said they would not be mad if their significant other made more than them. So go ahead.
Definitely check that out. Go look at our playlist. Yeah, so he doesn't seem to be worried about that. I did watch the Super Bowl halftime show where Rihanna performed, and of course they showed ASAP Rocky, and he was standing up. He was proud. He looked proud of her. Like, it's amazing. My girl, she's up there. She's doing her thing, and she's the first woman to perform at the Super Bowl pregnant. So that is a whole accomplishment in itself. Outside of just performing at the Super Bowl, is a huge honor for any artist. So how many people we've seen on there, and artists have said that is a huge honor to be able to perform at the Super Bowl. So all of that, he looks proud of her. He don't look mad about it at all. We're both out here doing our thing. He could be at a different level in his career than she is, and maybe he'll never get to the level that she's at now, or will be in the future. But that doesn't mean it's a problem in the relationship. But back to the picture, right? Just looking at the picture for what it is.
Make sure you comment in the comment section too. Let us know what you think. This is an engaging thing. We want to know what our viewers think. And if you're new to the channel, if you're just tuning in, hit the subscribe button and hit the thumbs up button so it pushes it out to the YouTube world, so it shares. We're attorneys. Obviously, this is not from the perspective necessarily of like a legal perspective, but how we see things and how we see the world. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you say hi to us in the comment section.
Yes, we want to hear what you guys have to say. Now, I told you what the streets are saying, and I'll be honest with you. When I first saw the picture pop up on my, I think I saw it off the Shade Room. It popped up on Instagram. And I was like, why do they do that? Like, why do they place them that way? Like, it just seemed intentional to me to elicit this same controversy that we're talking about now. It seemed intentional. Now, I don't know, maybe the photographer who filmed the cover on British Vogue just, Rihanna is the bigger star. So they were just like, obviously we're highlighting Rihanna and her family, but we're highlighting just that, Rihanna and her family.
Right.
And maybe they weren't thinking about really gender roles, as the conversation has kind of snowballed into this. Well, he's the man, and how come he's holding a baby and all of that. Now, as a woman, do I feel like that's just society's way of continuing gender discrimination, because the woman is historically looked at as stay-at-home mom, has the baby, keeps the baby, takes care of the baby, and the man goes out to work? And how dare they, in this huge photo on the cover of Vogue, have the man holding the baby and not the woman, or not have them side by side? Yes, personally, I think it's definitely just a perpetual type of gender discrimination thing. But even in me saying that, as a Black woman, when I saw the picture, my initial reaction was, why they set it up like, now they know they did that on purpose. They set it up because they trying to be funny and put Rihanna up front and have her kind of, that was my initial reaction. Have her kind of like have him tag along. Come on, ASAP. Like, that's what was my initial reaction as a woman. So I'm like, I can be honest and say a lot of times society's perceptions or things that are pushed at us in the media, we don't even know subconsciously is actually taking effect. Because my initial reaction was not, oh, that's beautiful. It was, that's kind of strange how they set them up. So, I was like, why have to have her dragging him like that? Which is really not.
She's not dragging him.
Which is really not what it is, right? But I'm being honest. That was my initial reaction. You got
that impression like, oh, he drives her car while she's at work.
I had
Can I drive your car while you at work? Kind of
not
back in the day.
Not that. So not like, because ASAP is not, he has money too, just not Rihanna money. But it was just like, my initial reaction was they purposely wanted to highlight that she's the bigger star, as opposed to just kind of highlighting that she has a new addition to her family, being this baby, and that they're a family together. I felt like the media once again was doing that on purpose to them. Like, almost like, why did they do that to them? Because they knew, as far as, Vogue is a huge part of the media, especially with fashion and music And I felt like when I saw it, I was like, they did that on purpose because they knew we would be talking. They knew we would be talking about it. Now, not only is it the cover of Vogue with Rihanna and A$AP Rocky, but they get all this attention from people who probably are not, usual subscribers to Vogue just because they set the picture up that way. So my initial reaction was the media knows what they're doing, and they did it to solicit the reaction that we're getting now with all these people commenting about how the picture is now. I've seen a lot of men on social media commenting about this should not be how it is. Like they're trying to change gender roles and they're trying to change the traditional gender roles. But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with there being different ways to however your household works, right? If it's that the man might spend more time with the child because the woman has a demanding work schedule and might be touring or traveling. Maybe Rihanna has a way more demanding schedule than he does, and he spends more time with the baby just because of the way things work. What's wrong with that?
I think we've come a long way as far as women in general, as far as there's still a pay disparity between women and men, right? Mm-hmm. But women have come a long way from being the stay-at-home homemakers taking care of the house while the man goes out and bring home the bacon, right? We've come a long way in that sense. And I think ultimately it should be the woman's choice, right? If she chooses to stay at home, if she chooses to be a working mom, that should be her choice. She shouldn't be relegated to certain boxes just because of her gender. And I'm very proud of the fact that we've come a long way where we, there's still mom guilt. I don't ever heard of something called dad guilt. Like there's mom guilt where you feel like you gotta go out, I'm not spending enough time with my kid because I have to work, and can you have a career? And Michelle Obama talks about it in her book Becoming, because she basically felt like you can't have both, not at the same time, like either your career or being a mom. Something's going to suffer if you're doing it at both at the same time, because there's really not that many hours in a day to be able to do both of them 100%. Something is going to, and so I think she spoke to from her perspective, because I don't think Obama had that same kind of decision, like, should I become president or be a dad? Like, I don't think that was ever crossed his mind. So I think we still have a long way to go, but I think women are out here in greater numbers. They're in the workforce. We have a woman vice president, first time in history having a woman. So it's showing that we've come a long way. And I'm very proud about that. It's not the traditional, business as usual. Mm-hmm. That has been like justified, people saying like, this is what we've been doing all the time, why we're going to change it. Some things need to be changed. And so I didn't have the same impression as Tracy did about the thing. I was like, okay, that's cute. Granted, I'm not part of the Navy, I'm not a Rihanna super fan like some people are, right? So and I barely really know A$AP Rocky. I just like, oh, that's a cute little baby, that's a cute picture, she looks nice in the picture. I didn't really dig too much as deep as Tracy thought about it. I was just like, oh, that's cute. And I guess because subconsciously I know Rihanna more than I know A$AP Rocky anyway, so I wouldn't expect him to be front and center, because I'm like, I don't really know him like that. Like, I don't think he would have gotten the cover anyway if he wasn't dating Rihanna, because I don't think he's that big, and I don't think that's who their viewers are. His fans are not necessarily Vogue readers.
Right, probably not. I mean, honestly, I know a few of his songs, but I don't know him that well either. He may have been on a few covers because he has had some popular songs, but I don't know about Vogue. I really can't speak to that. But yeah, I mean, I think, like Larita said, it should be the choice of the woman and the choice of the couple. What works for your dynamic? Because in some people's households, man taking on more responsibility may work and may be what's preferred. The man might be more of the, I like to be with the kids, I like to do this and that, where people traditionally see that as the woman doing that. It really just is personality and what works for your household. So, I still do think that Vogue did it on purpose, but but Rihanna's a bigger star. So, I mean, especially internationally. So British Vogue is more focused on her international footprint, and they're gonna focus on her, even if it is a family, what they called it, a family portrait. And then I know I had a conversation about, like, I said they wouldn't have done that to JayZ, but A$AP Rocky isn't JayZ. So
didn't they do a picture?
They did, but they wasn't like that.
Let's look it up. Keep talking 1 second.
So, JayZ and Beyonce, as far as their popularity, are, I don't want to say more on equal footing, because I think A$AP and Rihanna are just in two different realms. But when Beyonce and JayZ do professional photos for magazines or, you know, for album covers or whatever, it looks a little bit different. And that's fine. I don't think they've ever done like a family portrait like that, because I think they were a lot more private with their children, especially when they were young babies. But you know, that was the comment that it looks a little different than some of the photos that we've seen before with Beyonce and JayZ as like that power couple, kind of trying to exude that power couple as opposed to whatever the intention was with the placement in this photo. But I mean, all in all, I'm happy for her. I'm happy for them. I think, you know, when you're a celebrity, of course, anything that you put out there is going to get some type of criticism. There are always people, I'm included now because I'm talking about this, but there's always, you know, the public and the media are always waiting to either praise you or tear you apart. So I think she's going to get both sides. She's going to get people who are just going to say, oh, beautiful family photograph, leave them alone. And then you're going to have the people who are going to have a million things to say about it because of their preconceived notions of what gender roles are and what a relationship should look like, especially when children are involved. So,
yeah, I mean, this is one of their Vogue pictures. This doesn't include their children, but he's kind of sitting down. They seem like they're in the same, like he's not in the background of the picture. They, you know, he's sitting down, she's sitting up, but they're kind of both center screen. But like I said, they have almost equal successes in the.
And I wish I had done a little bit more research on A$AP Rocky. I know one of his songs. It's actually the song to one of our shorts. If you want to go see our shorts, you should go look at those too. But yeah, I mean, he has some hits, but he's not a Rihanna. He's got some nominations for BET Hip Hop Award for Best Mixtape. So, you know, he's more he's definitely more, I don't want to say grassroots, because I'm sure if you're an A$AP Rocky fan, say something in the comments. I'm sure there'll be A$AP Rocky fans in here saying no.
They're A$AP, like a couple of them. The A$AP part is part of their group, right? So he's Rocky, and then it's like A$AP somebody else.
Oh girl, I don't know.
It's like the YBN thing, like they're a group of them.
Okay, so news to me.
That's all I know.
I'm sure. Okay,
and he's the least popular out of the A$AP.
Okay, I didn't know that. So I'm like, I just know the songs that I'm familiar with from him, and I know when I learned they were
from the A$AP Mob.
Oh, okay. Who knew? So as you can see, I don't know that much about him, but I obviously been knowing Rihanna for years as far as her career. Even though, you know, y'all know we're not going to get that album anytime soon. But anyway, comment below about what you think about the photo, about what you think about gender roles. Do you think it should be more traditional as it was in the past, where women kind of take care of the kids and stay home? Or do you think that's ancient history and women and men should be able to choose how it looks when they choose to, you know, be together and raise children together? So we want to hear from you guys.
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you click that like button if you like this video. Subscribe. We post new videos every single week.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.